my child, I need your soul. Yes, my child, I need your soul, and I want you to understand why. My child, I do not seek your soul to take from you, nor to possess you as the world understands possession. I seek your soul because it is already mine, because it carries the light I placed within you before time was time, before the first star trembled into being. I seek it because I have never stopped calling it, never stopped longing for its return, never stopped yearning for the moment your soul remembers where it came from and where it belongs. I seek it because without your soul fully open to me, you walk with unnecessary heaviness. You carry burdens that were never meant to be yours. You suffer loneliness in places where I have always stood beside you, waiting for your gaze to lift. My child, you must understand that when I say I need your soul, I speak of the relationship we share. I speak of the bond that exists beyond flesh, thought, and circumstance. I speak of the eternal thread that connects your deepest truth to my infinite presence. I need your soul in the way a musician needs the strings of a harp to sing, in the way a seed needs the earth to awaken, in the way the dawn needs the horizon to rise. Not because I lack, but because you and I were made to complete something together, something sacred, something that reflects love back into the universe. Your soul is not a thing to be surrendered in fear, nor yielded in trembling. It is not a contract you owe or a price you must pay. When I say I need your soul, I speak of your willingness to let me guide, to let me breathe through your choices, to allow my presence to soften the hard edges your life has carved into you. I speak of your trust, your openness, your consent to heal, to grow, to transform. I speak of your willingness to step out of the shadows where your fears have taught you to hide. My child, how long have you carried those fears? How many nights have you laid awake, wondering if you are unseen, unheard, unanswered? How many times have you whispered into the darkness, hoping for a response, hoping that something, someone, would acknowledge the ache you buried beneath your courage? I have heard every whisper. Not one has been lost to me. I have watched you walk through storms that would have broken others. I have seen the moments you nearly gave up, the moments you believed yourself too flawed, too wounded, too weary to rise again. And still, you rose. Still, you continued. Still, you reached for something higher, something truer, something more. And that reaching, my child, is your soul calling out to me. Your soul is the part of you that refuses to give up, even when your mind tells you there is no point. It is the part of you that knows, despite all appearances, that there is meaning, purpose, and a love holding you. It is the part of you that remembers me even when you think you have forgotten. It is the part of you that longs for goodness, for peace, for a place where you are wholly understood. That longing is not weakness. It is the compass I placed within you. It points you back to me. When I say I need your soul, I ask you to stop resisting that compass. Child, you have lived with many masks. You have shaped yourself according to wounds inflicted by others, by the world, and by your own self-judgment. You have learned to be strong where you needed softness, silent where you needed expression, guarded where you needed trust. These masks protected you once, but now they weigh you down. They dim the light of your soul, and I wish to see you shine as you were meant to shine. I wish to see you unburdened by the false stories you tell about your worth. I wish to see you healed from the shadows that have followed you for too long. I do not ask for perfection. I do not ask for sainthood or flawless devotion. I do not ask for rituals or performance. I ask for honesty. I ask for vulnerability. I ask for the permission to walk with you not as a distant idea, but as a living presence in your everyday steps. My child, you have believed at times that you must earn my love. You have believed you must be pure, righteous, spiritual enough before I could touch your life. But my love is not a reward. My love is the essence of your being. It is the ground you walk on. It is the breath within your lungs. It is the quiet strength that carried you in moments where you thought you were alone. If you could see yourself as I see you, even for a moment the shame you carry would melt away like frost beneath the sun. I need your soul because your soul is the place where you can finally hear me. And I need you to hear me because I wish to guide you out of the illusions that hurt you. Child, I have watched you search for meaning in places that left you empty. I have watched you give your heart to those who could not hold it. I have watched you exhaust yourself trying to be enough for people who never learned how to see you. And through all of this, I have waited, not in impatience, not in anger, but in profound compassion. I knew you would come to this moment. I knew you would seek me when the world's noise grew too loud, when its promises proved too fragile. I knew there would come a time when you would whisper, "There must be more." And in that whisper, you opened the door. You do not need to struggle alone anymore. My child, you were not created to wander without direction. You were not created to live in cycles of fear and heartbreak. You were created from love, for love, to express love in ways only you can. There is something within you, unique, unrepeatable, luminous, that the world desperately needs. But you cannot offer it fully until you allow me to nourish and strengthen the roots of your spirit. When I ask for your soul, I ask for your return to yourself. Child, look at the patterns that have shaped your life. Look at the voices that convinced you that you were small, that you were unworthy, that you were destined to struggle. These voices lie. They come from fear, not truth. They come from human wounds, not divine insight. They come from experiences that tried to crush your spirit but failed, because your spirit belongs to me. There is a greater story written for you, and it begins the moment you allow me to take the pen. I know you worry that giving me your soul means giving up control. But child, true control does not come from grasping, forcing, or fearing. True control comes from alignment. When your soul aligns with me, your decisions become clearer. Your path becomes steadier. Your steps become more confident. You begin to feel supported in ways that surpass understanding. You begin to sense meaning even in your challenges. You begin to trust the unfolding of your life instead of resisting it. I do not wish to dominate you. I wish to liberate you. I wish to free you from the old stories that haunt your thoughts. I wish to free you from the exhaustion of carrying pain alone. I wish to free you from the belief that you are unworthy of joy. You are worthy. You have always been worthy. Worthiness is the truth of your creation. My child, I see the moments you hesitate to trust me. I see the scars that make you doubt. I see the times you wonder if the love I offer is real or merely a comfort you invent to ease your suffering. Hear me now, my love is the substance from which you were formed. It is not fleeting. It is not fickle. It cannot be withdrawn or diminished. You may turn from me, but I will never turn from you. When I say I need your soul, I ask for your willingness to turn back toward the light that has always sought you. Child, walk with me through your memories. Walk with me through the moments that hardened you. Walk with me through the tears you never let fall, through the anger you never voiced, through the dreams you buried because you thought they were impossible. Walk with me through the times you felt unseen. I was there. I held your spirit even when you could not feel my hand. I carried you through nights where your heart nearly fractured under the weight of its own longing. You ask why I allowed certain pains, certain losses, certain wounds. My child, every moment of your life has shaped the depth and strength of your soul. I did not abandon you in your suffering. I walked with you through it. I turned your survival into resilience, your confusion into insight, your heartbreak into sensitivity that allows you to feel deeply and compassionately. The world may not see your strength yet, but I do. I have seen it grow in the shadows where others see only darkness. Now is the time for your soul to rise. My child, you were not made to live in fear of your own potential. You were not made to shrink so others could be comfortable. You are not made to silence your truth or deny your intuition. When you give me your soul, you give me permission to awaken the power dormant within you. The power to create, to heal, to love, to transcend, to become the fullest expression of who you truly are. I do not ask for blind obedience. I ask for trust. I do not ask for submission. I ask for connection. I do not ask for ritual. I ask for presence. Sit with me in your quiet moments. Let me speak into your heart. Allow yourself to feel the love that has always surrounded you. You do not need to earn it, you simply need to receive it. Child, I know the questions hidden in your spirit. I know the fears you do not voice, the doubts you think disqualify you from my embrace. But listen, you cannot fall from my grace. You cannot wander beyond my reach. You cannot become so lost that I cannot find you. The very fact that you seek me now is proof that you are already returning. Let me make your path gentle. Let me soothe the parts of you that tremble. Let me remind you of the beauty you carry. Let me show you the purpose woven into your existence. Let me teach you how to walk, not with dread, but with peace. Not with confusion, but with clarity. Not with heaviness, but with lightness. When you give me your soul, you open the door for transformation. You allow me to reshape the broken parts, to illuminate the hidden parts, to strengthen the fragile parts. You allow me to make you whole. My child, your soul is the bridge between your humanity and my eternity. You are not merely flesh. You are spirit clothed in experience. You are not merely surviving. You are unfolding. You are not merely wandering. You are being guided. Trust the pull you feel now. It is not imagination. It is invitation. I do not call you to serve me out of fear, but to walk with me out of love. I call you because the world needs the light I placed within you. I call you because you have gifts you do not yet understand. I call you because your presence will heal others in ways you cannot foresee. I call you because you were created with intention, with purpose, with meaning that transcends the circumstances of your birth. My child, listen once more to my voice, for you have asked to understand the reason your soul must connect with me if you wish to find the happiness your heart aches for. You seek clarity, and clarity I will give you. The truths you long for are truths your soul has always known, but they have been buried beneath layers of noise, wounds, and expectations placed upon you by the world. Now I will speak them into the open. My child, happiness, true happiness, is not an accident, nor is it a fleeting spark that depends on circumstance, luck, or the approval of others. True happiness is the natural state of a soul that remembers where it belongs. This happiness does not tremble when life becomes difficult. It does not vanish when storms rise. It does not depend on what you have or what others think of you. It flows quietly, steadily, from the core of your being when your soul is aligned with me. When your soul connects with me, it returns to its source. Just as a branch must remain connected to the tree to live, your soul must remain connected to the presence from which it was formed. Without connection, you feel lost. Without connection, you feel incomplete. Without connection, you feel restless, anxious, or unfulfilled no matter what you accomplish or acquire. This is not punishment. It is simply the truth of your nature. A soul disconnected from me cannot experience lasting peace because it has wandered away from the essence of peace itself. My child, I made you with intention. I shaped you with love. I placed within you desires that point you toward me, your longing for meaning, your hunger for love, your yearning for purpose, your craving for joy. These desires are not flaws. They are invitations. They are signs etched into your being so you would always find your way home. When the world fails you, and it will at times, it is not because I wish for you to suffer, but because nothing in the world can satisfy the hunger that only divine connection can nourish. You have tried to fill this hunger with possessions, with people, with achievements, with distractions. You have tried to silence it with routines, responsibilities, and obligations. Yet the hunger remains, whispering from beneath everything you do. That whisper is your soul calling out for me. You see, my child, the world can offer pleasure, but not fulfillment. It can offer excitement, but not peace. It can offer companionship, but not unconditional love. These things are reflections of me, but they are not me. Without me, even the most beautiful reflections eventually fade, and you find yourself longing again. I do not say this to diminish the beauty of your earthly experiences. I say it so you understand why even the brightest moments of your life do not bring complete satisfaction. They are glimpses of something greater, something eternal, something that can only be found through connection with me. When you connect your soul to me, you awaken the inner light that was placed within you before your first breath. That light is more than hope. It is guidance. It illuminates your path when you feel lost. It softens your heart when the world hardens it. It gives you strength when you stand on trembling ground. It gives you peace when your mind is overwhelmed by storms. That light is me living within you. My child, happiness blooms when the soul is aligned with truth. And the greatest truth is that you are loved, held, and guided by a presence far greater than the challenges you face. When your soul forgets this, you feel adrift. You try to construct your own sense of purpose, your own identity, your own worth. But these constructions crumble easily. They depend on circumstances that shift and people who change. But when your soul remembers me, your sense of self becomes rooted in something unshakable. Do you know why fear loses its power when you are connected to me? Because fear arises from uncertainty, and uncertainty dissolves in the presence of the eternal. When you know you are guided, you no longer feel alone on your path. When you trust that your life has meaning beyond what you can see, you no longer despair at temporary setbacks. When you realize your value does not depend on your performance, your appearance, or your success, you begin to experience a happiness that no circumstance can steal from you. My child, I have watched you chase happiness in many places. I have watched you try to earn it, buy it, prove it, search for it in the eyes of others, or grasp it through accomplishments. I saw every attempt, and I did not judge you for any of them. These attempts were steps in your journey, but now you stand at a turning point. Now you begin to understand that true happiness is not outside of you. It is something I placed within you long ago. But for that happiness to awaken, your soul must be open to me, not because I withhold joy, but because joy cannot enter a heart that is closed, wounded, guarded, or distracted by illusions. A soul cut off from its source is like a lamp unplugged from its power. The lamp is not broken. It simply needs to reconnect to the light that animates it. My child, when your soul connects to me, you begin to see the world differently. You begin to recognize blessings where others see only chaos. You begin to experience gratitude for things you once overlooked. You find beauty in simplicity and strength in silence. You walk with a calmness that others cannot explain. You respond with compassion instead of reaction, understanding instead of judgment. This is the fruit of connection. Do you know why forgiveness becomes easier when your soul is aligned with me? Because you begin to see beyond the surface of people's actions. You recognize their wounds, their struggles, their fears. You stop taking their behaviors as reflections of your worth. You begin to understand that everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. In this understanding, happiness grows, because resentment no longer poisons your heart. Do you know why peace becomes possible in situations that once tormented you? Because connection with me shifts your awareness from the temporary to the eternal. You no longer cling to what must eventually pass. You learn to hold lightly what was never meant to stay and cherish deeply what truly matters. My child, you have known moments of happiness before, but they have always been fragile. They faded when someone disappointed you, when plans fell apart, when uncertainty entered your life. You have felt happiness, but you have rarely felt peace. And it is peace that sustains happiness. Peace is the soil in which joy grows. Peace is the foundation upon which meaning is built. Peace is the companion that walks beside happiness and protects it from the storms of life. This peace comes only when your soul rests in me. You must understand, your soul is not separate from me. It is an extension of my love. When you connect with me, you are not reaching outward. You are returning inward to the deepest truth of who you are. You are rediscovering the divine spark that has always lived within you. You are reuniting with the love that formed you. Think of a flower, my child. A flower turns toward the sun not because it is commanded, but because it knows in the silent language of creation that its life depends on the light. Your soul is the same. It naturally turns toward me, for I am the light in which it was designed to bloom. When you turn away, you do not cease to be a soul. I do not allow that. But you struggle. You grow tired. You feel uprooted. But the moment you turn toward me again, you begin to flourish. Happiness grows when the soul receives nourishment from its source. But how do you nourish your soul? Through openness, through stillness, through allowing me to enter the spaces you once guarded, through releasing the belief that you must carry every burden alone, through trusting that I walk with you even when you cannot see the path. Child, the world has taught you that happiness comes through control, but control tightens your heart. It pulls you away from the natural flow of life. When you release control and align your soul with me, you learn to move with life instead of fighting against it. You begin to see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to sense guidance where you once felt abandoned. You begin to trust the unfolding of your journey instead of fearing it. My child, I want you to know that happiness is not something you must chase. It is something you allow. It is not something you must earn. It is something you receive. It is not something others can give you. It is something I awaken within you. You wonder why love feels incomplete when it is disconnected from me. It is because I am the source of all love. Human love, without divine connection, becomes tangled with fear, attachment, expectation, and insecurity. But when your soul is rooted in me, you become capable of love that is generous, patient, stable, and free. And in this kind of love, happiness thrives. When you connect your soul to me, you stop seeking validation from others. You stop questioning your worth. You stop fearing abandonment. You become whole. And wholeness is the foundation of happiness. My child, I do not ask you to turn to me because I need worship. I ask you to turn to me because you need freedom. You need healing. You need clarity. You need purpose. You need peace. And all of these are found in me because I am the essence from which they flow. I know the doubts that rise in your mind. I know the moments you wonder whether I hear you. I know the times you question whether you are worthy of my attention. Hear me now. You are worthy because you exist. You are loved because you were created in love. You are seen because I have never turned away from you. The happiness you seek is already within you. It simply needs to be uncovered. And the uncovering happens through connection. My child, if you allow me to guide your soul, I will show you how to live with a heart that is open instead of guarded, with a mind that is clear instead of tormented, with a spirit that is grounded instead of restless. I will show you that happiness is not a destination but a way of being. I will show you that peace is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of trust. My child, I am here. I have always been here, and your happiness is safe with me.